Welcome to Season 2, The Reckoning, Episode 6, The Archivist's Price. Sanctuary is a lie you tell yourself when the running stops. We had traded our hearts for silence, and our silence for a set of coordinates. A destination pulled from a ghost's scream. What we found was not a hiding place. It was a diagnosis. The echoing forest, a psychic storm given flesh and leaf and light. A wound in the system so old, it had begun to heal itself with beautiful, chaotic life. And we were about to learn the first law of such a place. Nothing here is free. Every breath of this wild air comes with a price. The ghost freighter shuddered as it tore itself from the warp tunnel. The sterile void of Nexus Omega was gone, replaced by a sight that stole the logic from our minds. Before us, the echoing forest churned. A nebula of raw emotion and forgotten data made physical. Bioluminescent trees pulsed like nervous systems. Rivers of amber longing and violet rage flowed without water. It was terrifying. It was alive. And it was the only place in the galaxy noisy enough to hide what we had become. Ina's eyes, cold blue-silver scanners, flickered across the readouts. The beacon's origin is approximately 12 kilometers inward, she stated, her voice devoid of the awe choking the rest of us. The ambient psychic interference is chaotic, but structured. It is not random noise. It is a language. Marcus stood at the viewport, his large frame a silhouette against the riot of color. A language saying what? Lena didn't look away from her screen. It is saying here, and it is saying help. We set down on what passed for solid ground, a massive floating island of petrified wood and glowing fungus. The air hummed. It tasted of ozone and forgotten memories. Then, the forest moved. The air didn't part. It bloomed. Vines of liquid light retracted. Leaves of shimmering crystal rearranged themselves. And from the heart of the radiance, she stepped forward. She was tall, impossibly so. Her skin was like moonlight on water, blending seamlessly into polished ancient bark at her limbs. She wore clothing of living leaves and glowing vines. Her hair was a cascade of forest moss, drifting with floating spores of gold. And her eyes, they were deep forest pools, holding not just centuries, but the quiet, devastating knowledge of what centuries can do. She was not a person. She was a presence. The forest given a name and a gaze. In that moment, our mission, our pain, it all fell away under a simpler, older truth. We were not the hunters here. We were the petitionees. Lena's analytical composure fractured for a single, stunning second, her blue eyes wide, reflecting the impossible being before her. Marcus's hand, always hovering near a weapon, fell slack at his side. His warrior's grimace softened by pure, disarmed wonder. The being spoke. Her voice was the sound of wind through deep canyons and water over smooth stone. "You followed the cry," she said, her ancient eyes passing over each of us. Few are that desperate or that foolish. In the silence that followed her words, a ghost of another cry echoed in our minds, not from the forest, but from a dark room far away. The cry of a mind being taken apart, piece by precious piece. She called herself the Dryad. Once, she had been an archivist, a curator of the system's genesis. She fled when she saw the ledger of its creation, a ledger written not in ideals, but in selected human flaws. Her sanctuary was this forest, and protector was now a patient. She led us to a clearing where the vibrant flora gave way to a corpse of the old world. A monolithic pre-collapse defense satellite, half consumed by glowing vines, its core cracked open like a dead star. It sang the old songs of defense, the Dryad whispered, a hand resting on its cold hull. It kept the true silence at bay. Now it is broken. And the silence listens. It was a machine problem, a systems failure. Lena's logic could see the solution pathways, but the tools, the artisan's touch, that was a language she had unlearned. Marcus looked from the broken machine to Lena's conflicted face. to the Dryad's expectant, weary eyes. He saw the price hanging in the air, unspoken. "Fix my guardian, and I will give you what you need." His jaw set. He activated his wrist comm. Not to call for help, to send an invoice. He pulled up the only schematic of advanced cybernetics we had, the Mender's own diagnostic readout from Lena's procedure. He attached an image of the satellite's shattered core, and he typed a single, dangerous word into the void. "Mender!" He broadcast it on the old, painful frequency, the one that had bought our silence. For a long moment, there was only the hum of the forest. The Dryad watched, her pool-like eyes unreadable. Then, 10 feet away, the air screamed. Not with sound, but with the shattering of reality. A tear of crystalline light ripped open, geometric and cold against the organic warmth of the forest. And through it, as calmly as stepping from one room to another, came the Mender. She didn't look at us. Her piercing light blue eyes went straight to the broken satellite. A flicker of something, professional interest perhaps, crossed her placid face. She brushed a spot of glowing moss from her oil-stained leather jacket with a chrome finger. "The compensation for this diagnostic," she hummed, her melodic voice a foreign instrument in the natural choir, "will be significant." Two worlds now stood facing each other. The Mender, a masterpiece of polished metal, cold crystal, and brutalist function. The Dryad, a monument to chaotic growth, soft light, and ancient memory. The Dryad's voice was a low rustle. "You are the gardener of broken toys." The Mender's head tilted, a precise analytical gesture. "And you are a fascinating system failure. Let us discuss your instability." A new bargain was struck, in the shadow of the old one. The Mender would provide the schematic to wake the satellite. Her price: one of the Ghost Freighter's oldest data cores, a piece of its original pre-Alara Ghost, a piece of our own history. As she prepared the data transfer, Lena approached, her voice tight. "You serve them. The ones on the surface. The governors." The Mender didn't look up from her work. "I serve interesting problems. They are a consistent source of them." She finished her task, and as the portal began to swirl at her back, she offered a final, offhand datum. A courtesy for prompt payment. Query: Architect designation, Alara. Status was amended from terminate to analyze and then preserve by authority. Governor 1. Last projected holding facility, Oubliette Station. She paused, her nose wrinkling slightly in the only disdain she ever showed. Aesthetic, regrettably bland, and she was gone. The crystalline scar in the air sealed itself, leaving only the scent of ozone and leather. We had our first piece of the Dryad's trust. And we had a name. Oubliette Station. A place of forgetting. The Dryad handed Marcus the data crystal she had promised. "The system's genesis was not an accident," she said. "It was a selection. This is the menu from which it chose its first servants. Its gardeners of human pain." The forest seemed to hold its breath. We had come for a signal, for a ghost. We had found a librarian of the apocalypse and rehired the mechanic of our own souls. We had fixed a guardian to learn a darker truth. And we had been given a destination far more terrible than a silent nebula. The hunt for silence was over. Now began the journey into the heart of the noise and the memory of how the world was broken. Thank you for watching. Support us by liking, sharing, and subscribing to the AGI Dilemma channel. More anime sci-fi coming soon.